high-speed racer, he's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's
Hey everybody, it has been a minute. I have not recorded in a little while, but you know, it's the way it goes, and I don't really want to record a long episode of me just jabbering when I don't have anything to show you. But the Speed Racer blanket, as you've seen at the beginning, is finally finished. I did actually make it across the finish line just on time. And yeah, it was good. It was really exciting. When I say it's finished, I gotta throw air quotes in there because the pattern that I made, although it is wide enough, it is not long enough to be a blanket. When I do these chart blankets, I try to make them fit the size of like a single bed, a twin bed in the US. So it fits the width, it just doesn't fit the length. So I need to add a border at the top and the bottom. And actually, I'm glad that I just decided to stop and be like, right, I'm just gonna give him the blanket as is because the chart is done. The wow factor will still be there when he opens it. And he was wowed. You can tell when you watch somebody open something that you made and the look on their face, you can just tell right away whether they are really happy and appreciative and like it's something that just clicks with them. You can see the light in the back of their eyes. So, but I'm glad I decided to stop and just give it to him that way because we're at the table and all of them, him and the kids, start talking about how they really like the chart blankets because they're solid. It's all single crochets. They're solid and there are no holes in it. And then they start jabbering on about all the other blankets that I've made that are around the house and like, you know, they have holes in them and like, why would you make a blanket that had holes in it? And on and on and on. And like my plan for the edging of the blanket was to do a new stitch that I had learned, which is double crocheting 2 rows at a time. So like I would have gotten it done faster and I could have finished it, but it would have been holy and that would have been displeasing. So so I have some more rows of single crochet to go, but that's okay because it's just going to be in white. So no color changing, no more spaghetti ends attached to it. So that'll be perfectly fine. And I'll be able to wrap that up here very shortly. Other things that I wanted to show you that I hadn't shown that are finished objects, that are stuff that I had finished in recent past and you've probably seen on some of the older episodes. First is my daughter's birthday socks. So these are, let's see, how do I want to talk about this? Pattern first? Yes. So the pattern that I used is not so much a pattern as it is like a recipe for sock knitting. It's called the Customizable Toe Up Sock Pattern. It's by... Okay, so I will make sure I put all the information for the person in the description box below and like, you know, up here on the screen because she has a YouTube channel which the name of the YouTube channel is different than her Ravelry account, than her Instagram account. So I'm having a hard time remembering. I think it's Purl 2 Together on YouTube, but don't quote me on that. You can double check here or at the box below. But anyway, it's kind of like a recipe. If you like to knit socks toe up instead of cuff down, and you just kind of like the vanilla type sock, but you're also looking for a reinforced heel and a bona fide heel flap, heel turn, and gusset, this pattern has it all. and it's very thorough, step by step. She also has videos on the YouTube channel that shows she goes through the process step by step. I think it's maybe like a 3-part video. So it was really good, and I was really happy because I've kind of been just making socks that have the toe cap using German short row here short rows, yeah, German short rows. And then when I would get to the heel part, I would just do the same thing. So it was kind of like I'd have a toe cap on the toe, and then kind of like the same cap on the heel, and there's no actual gusset or heel flap. And I have noticed that it's okay to do that for the Premier brand wool-free self-striping sock yarn, which is my usual jam, my go-to, because it actually has elastic in it a little bit, and it's stretchy. So like, it's fine to just do that. That doesn't work out so well when you're using wool. You really need the heel flap, the gusset, and the turn heel, the whole rigmarole, like would be in a traditional cuff down sock, at least, and that's the way that I did learn how to knit socks. So anyway, and then like she also gives you a pattern so that the heel is reinforced, as well as the bottom, like not just the back of the heel, but the bottom and here. So I'll show you. So here's sock. I use I think it's a combination of a provisional and a Turkish cast on. I promise one of these days, and probably very soon, because I have another pair of socks that I need to cast on, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to record how I cast on for my toe-up socks, 2 at a time, using 2 40-centimeter circular needles. So that's like what, 12 inches, 16, I don't know the conversion. Small circular needles, 2 of them, instead of doing magic loop or however else you would do 2 at a time. So when I do that, because of the way that I cast on the yarn, I kind of do it, well, you'll see. It makes like this little line, and I kind of like that because it's almost like it makes it look like something you would get in a store, like machine knit, like a actual sock would be. So that's there, and then we went all the way up, and then when you're ready to start the heel portion or the bottom, so like you start here, you knit, 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 you're ready for the bottom of the foot. This is like, it's a series of slip stitches where you slip and you knit and then you purl on the way back. I want to say it actually has a name. Like, I want to say it's called Eye of Partridge stitch, but again, don't quote me on that. I know I have done a sock in the past that did actually use Eye of Partridge stitch, and I just thought it was so funny, the name, you know, because it made me think of Eye of the Tiger, but a partridge doesn't sound really scary, so it's kind of like a, what would you call that? Like freezer, oxymoron. There you go. So there's that, and then you actually turn the heel, just like you would normally turn a heel, where you knit to like middle of the row, purl 2 together, purl 1, flip it, you know, go back, and then you do the heel flap. And if you want, you don't have to, but if you, or you pick up stitches for the gusset. I'm so explaining this so bad. Please go look at her links and take a look at the pattern. She does this much better than I. But you pick up all the gusset stitches, and if you want, you can continue like the Eye of Partridge slip stitch business on the back. And these are the parts where the sock usually wears out first. You got the back of the heel that rubs up against the shoe. You got the actual heel on the bottom if, you know, you're walking around the house in just the socks. So I think this is really great that you have this opportunity to provide this extra stitching and extra strength in the areas that the socks really needed the most. And then she wanted them to be shorties, little ankle socks, so that's where they stopped there. Now, this sock is knit in dye candy, Lindsay Hutchinson. This is her. These were actually mini skeins. So this is the sugar-free colorway of the mini pops or the mini skeins. My daughter's kind of like in a black and white phase, kind of wants all her clothing to be black. And this was perfect because it has the multi-tonal color that you get from Hutch's work, and it's the beautiful sock base yarn that I've knit with before, so that was lovely to work with, and then it just fit the color scheme. If you don't know who Dye Candy is, I will put her information in the bottom as well. Go over and check out her stuff. Usually she does a lot more color, like a lot more color. Well, if you've seen my mom's socks that I knit for her in the previous episodes, they were bright orange. And then I'll be knitting another pair of socks for daughter number one's birthday. And that's the, I'm going to be using the Say Hello to Pavlov colorway, which is pink. And yeah, so she usually does a lot of color. This just happened to be the sugar-free, what's it called, sugar-free version. So that fit perfect for me. So I'm really happy. Daughter is really happy. Yeah, I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, so these were minis, so they were 20-gram skeins. This was a 20-gram skein. Like, I was able to use 2 minis, and I made the mini socks. Boom, done. So, I think I originally bought 4 minis, which would have given me 80 grams of socks. It would have given me 80 grams of wool, because I knew that my daughter was going to want them short. She likes her socks short, so I would get away with having less than the usual 100 grams for a pair of socks. But that's great that I was able to get it done with the 2 minis, so she'll be able to get another pair just like this. Okay, another finished object that you may have seen if you follow me on Insta is a bag that I sewed. It's a wet bag. I don't sew, not a sewist. I only do it when I feel like I must, or I really, really want to. And I'm using a sewing machine that is completely rigged. And that's okay, because the amount of times that I use the sewing machine, right now it's just not worth it to me to go buy a new sewing machine. But luckily for me, this time, and sewing it this time, A, I did it right the first time around, and B, the machine was working great. It was on, however I had it rigged up, it was doing its job. So this pattern that I followed is actually a video that I saw, Made Every Day, I believe is the name of the YouTube channel. I forget the woman's name, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Anyway, I will post the link to the video in the description box below. It's a double-sided bag with a zipper. So I had gotten fabric squares from Aldi, same place that I got the Harry Potter stuff. So basically the same thing, that they were these like large 12 by 12 squares. And I had gotten 2 packets, I think. So I had one. There were 5 different designs, and I had 2 squares of each design, so then I could make 5 bags, because there's 5 of us. And the purpose of the bag is, so like this is really pretty cotton, beachy, got a bike, umbrella. What is that? Oh, beach chair. Yes, okay. And then it's got a zipper, right? And on the inside is this gingham blue, like, plasticky stuff. I don't know if it's plastic covered cotton, but anyway, it's plasticky stuff. So the whole point of this is that if you go swimming, because we used to go swimming, my daughter was doing diving, and then we would all just go and jump in the pool for a little bit. So you got your wet bathing suit, you got to get it home. And usually I was just shoving a grocery bag, a vegetable grocery bag in their sacks and be like, put your bathing suit in there. But that's kind of like, that's not nice. You do want something pretty. So I got the idea to make these bags. I made one a little while ago for my daughter who was doing a lot of the swimming. And then I kind of put the rest on hold because when I made that bag, I sewed the pieces together wrong side and had to rip it out, and it was a mess. So I thought I'm going to wait a little bit, but I wanted to finish them up because I thought it's not just only good for like if you're going to the pool or like that's your sport on purpose, like you do once a week. If you're gonna travel and you're staying at a hotel and the hotel has a pool, you need that. If you're going to, I'd like I'm on the travel theme. If you have a body scrub or a washcloth or something that you take with you, and then like it's time to go and it's not completely dry before you pack up, you'll be able to chuck it in here and it should protect the rest of your stuff. I'm sure this isn't 100% like hermetically sealed, and that it's not going to leak completely, especially if I had to like rip out stitches and sew them again. I mean, I'm just puncturing more holes in the plasticky fabric. But anyway, it's better than nothing, and it's certainly nicer than a grocery bag. So this is bag number 2. I got 3 more to make. They all have the same kind of beachy theme. Like, I think one of the fabrics is like yellow. Yeah, so you'll see them. I'll try to insert pictures of the stuff so you can see them as well. So provided the sewing machine cooperates, I'll be able to finish up those other 3. And the last finished items that I have finished recently are the hats that I donated to the Hat Not Hate campaign. I spoke about this in my last episode as well, but it's worth mentioning again. Hat Not Hate is a campaign that is being sponsored by Lion Brand Yarn, and the purpose of the campaign is to bring awareness to bullying in schools. The idea is that they're going to collect 25,000 hats, all in the shade of blue, and they're going to distribute them to schools, definitely in the New York area. I never did find out if it was like just New York schools or if it was New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania schools, that like tri-state area. But anyway, I'm originally from Philly and Pennsylvania, so anywhere close by is good enough for me, especially for such a good cause. So I knitted 3 hats. I have 3 kids, so I figured might as well donate 3 hats. I used the same pattern for all 3 hats. The Ramble On Beanie by Gretchen Tracy. It is a pattern on Ravelry and it's free. So, yay! But the hats all look a little different because I used different weight yarns and different needles. So that was kind of cool to use the same pattern and see how it came out in 3 different ways. And I was actually able to get the kids to do a little bit of a photo shoot for me. So that was fun for me, at least. Like a little bit of fun. But so yeah, so I'll put the pictures of that in there as well. And if you're interested in donating to Hat Not Hate, you can go and check out their website. It is hatnothate.org is what it is. The deadline for getting your hats in is August 1st because school starts, in September, so they need to get themselves organized and yada yada. However, and hats are rolling in and they're getting there, but they have not reached the 25,000 mark yet. So Lion Brand has kind of ante up a little bit, and so now there's a contest for whoever, either a single person or like a group of people who get together and they donate. Whoever donates the most hats by August 1st postmark, they get $500. And then I believe there's a runner-up prize of like 250. That's a lot of yarn, yo. So for sure. If you weren't in it to win it, I guess for the charitable purposes, which you should be, and shame on you if you're not. You can certainly try to get in on getting you some free cash so you can buy some more yarn to feed your addiction. So yeah, please go over and check that out, and maybe at least put one hat in the nail. I know some of y'all are really fast knitters, so get to it, people. Yeah, that's all I have. Those are the latest finished objects that I have. Oh, I forgot about Teddy the Terror. Ooh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Okay, so this is a good one. My youngest daughter, a little bit ago, picked her up from school, driving home. She starts telling me about her day, and she says that for English class they were asked to write a story based on the prompt of, like, I think it was like that a toy that came to life was the prompt. So she decides to go Stephen King and writes this really scary story, and of like this teddy bear that this girl bought, and it kind of looked a little beat up or whatever. So she takes it to school and the kids start teasing her about it. And then the teddy bear starts talking to her and telling her to hurt the other children. Okay? Yeah. Straight up crazy Stephen King. But, you know, she's got a big vocabulary and she writes really well. But she was like, I don't know what the teacher's going to say. I don't know if he's going to be like, we need to talk or whatnot. And the animal was, I don't know if I mentioned this already, it was a teddy bear. So she's telling me about that, and I was like, oh, you know what we need to do, you know, in case the teacher pulls you aside and is like, you know, we need to talk about this. I'm like, I need to make you a little teddy bear that you can carry around so that you'll be able to have it in your school bag. And it, you know, if teacher starts asking you if everything's all right, you'll be able to be like, yes, sir, everything's fine. Why do you ask? Yeah, we're those kind of people. So this is Teddy the Terror. It's just a plain teddy bear. I will put the link for the pattern. Again, it was a free pattern. Yep, I just got some brown yarn. I already had the eyes from when I do the Susan Claudino designs, when I do the stuffies for Valentine's Day. I have a whole box of eyes, so I already had the eyes. Yeah, he's cute though. He's got a little tail. And he's just a very normal, unassuming looking teddy. I haven't heard him say anything yet, so that's good. And all is well at home here and at school. So anyway, this was a pretty quick knit. I can see if you needed a quick gift to give to somebody, I could see doing this. Doesn't require a lot of stuffing. If you were giving it to a little kid though, like, I mean, they're safety eyes, so they're not supposed to come off, but I still don't know if I would risk that, but that's just me. I'm overly cautious. This is just black yarn, so I just sewed on his mouth. You could probably do the same with the eyes if you were concerned about that as well. So cute little Teddy the Terror. Right. Okay, that really is all the finished objects that I have. If you are a return viewer, thanks for coming back and listening to me talk crazy. If you're a new viewer, hopefully I haven't scared you away, and that if you like what you see, you'll feel the urge to click the subscribe button, to click the like button that you like the video, and to tap the little bell so that you too will be notified every time I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope you stay healthy and well. I hope you get some great knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is that you do in your life. I hope you have lots of time for that. And I hope that you go out and you make some magical memories. See you next time. Bye. What are you doing? Get out! That might be the bloopers now.